Call of Duty community has been patiently waiting for Activision, the COD developers, and the franchise itself to pick up steam again so that COD can be back on top like it was back in the Black Ops 1 and 2 days. We as a community kept asking and even begging for change, but we kept getting hit with outdated DLC models and strange season passes and even ridiculous, unfair loot box systems. Hell, when Black Ops 4 came out, we had this crossbreed of modern day gaming content drops mixed with loot boxes and battle passes. There were some free maps and weapons, but it was not entirely flushed out. But one thing that was consistent amongst all of these games, from the original Modern Warfare series all the way up to the end of Black Ops 4, is that we had a good amount of content and it escalated with time to kind of match our expectations. Then Modern Warfare 2019 releases and brings the content release model we have all been waiting for. We have seasons, free maps, no more loot boxes. The campaign was really great. There's a new engine. The gunplay is my favorite part. I think it's amazing. There's a flushed out multiplayer mode, there's Spec Ops, and there's even a free Battle Royale mode. It's the best year ever, right? Except this year, Call of Duty is boring as hell. Every map that has launched in multiplayer is literally shit. Everyone complains about camping. The loot in this game is no different than going to CVS and buying something and then going home. And while I don't like loot boxes necessarily, I think what bothers me more than loot boxes is there's no element of surprise when you buy items in COD. And they strip down their gambling pay-to-win system to just a straight pay-to-win system. I think what was inherently wrong with loot boxes were the odds were so low that you would get what you want, and the duplicate issue. Once Black Ops 4 rectified all of those things years later, or a year later rather, the system is actually really fair. And we can talk about that in another video, but the system that they have now in Modern Warfare is just so uninspired. Infinity Ward also released Spec Ops entirely unfinished, and as far as I know, they haven't finished it or added anything else to the mode since launch. Maybe they have, you can correct me out there if you want. Multiplayer does get attention, but the main focus and their moneymaker is Warzone. Now, I think Warzone is a pretty good mode, but after one game, I'm over it entirely. But how is it any different than Fortnite? It's literally COD Fortnite. Free to play, battle pass, weapon shop, skins out the ass for everything from your bazooka all the way to a Humvee. I was on Twitch the other night at 2 a.m. and Warzone was in the top 3 most viewed games with 160,000 concurrent viewers at like 2 a.m. And the numbers on YouTube are ridiculous as well. Go and check out 8 Thoughts. He mocks Call of Duty. He's fucking hilarious. Go check out his most recent video talking about this. The title is Modern Warfare is the best Call of Duty. Here's what I think happened. The hardcore community has been begging for change and new features and a current monetization model to match the other big games like Fortnite, Apex Legends, etc. And what happened is Activision and the developers have finally realized that the hardcore base is old and tired, and we're not going to play COD like we did when we were kids. So they added those features we wanted, but they revamped the gameplay entirely this year to cater to the new players. Kids. And those kids are going to grow up just like we did, be all nostalgic for the game, eventually grow tired of it, and then they're going to demand change. They're going to get that change, and then they're going to be booted out. And the cycle will repeat itself until this franchise dies into the ground. All the leaks that have come out about COD 2020 suggest that the multiplayer is awful and that Activision has made the conscious decision to string along Warzone into every Call of Duty from now on, which I think is a cool premise, but if that means there are the same gameplay elements year after year, I don't see how that can be fun, and I don't see how any other premise could possibly work from a battle royale standpoint. The only thing I'm holding hope for is zombies. With Treyarch, Sledgehammer, and Beanox, and whoever else working all together, the zombies community should be delivered something nice. And the zombies community needed a break, and we fortunately got one, and rumors are stating that the innovation in zombies is pretty great, but my fear is that they applied the same methodology that they did with multiplayer Spec Ops and Warzone, and they revamped the gameplay in such a way that it's only for new players and Activision phases out their old hardcore fans. It already happened a little bit with Black Ops 4. The saving grace with zombies, however, is it is an experimental side mode. You can go all the way back to World at War, Black Ops 1, 2, 3, and 4. Every game is pretty different from one another. Innovation, regression, it's all part of the mode, which is why I like it so much. Hopefully, they continue to push and kick that can further down the road, because at this point, I don't even give a shit about playing Call of Duty, multiplayer, Warzone. It's so boring. Hopefully, Treyarch, Beanox, Sledgehammer can bring back some of the old staples that we liked, or revamp things into a new way that pleases the hardcore fan base and the new fan base. Because I honestly haven't touched COD this year. I really haven't. And it's sad because it's one of my favorite games of all time. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. What do you think? Please let me know. I would love to have a discussion in the comment section. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.